Really nice though. Yeah.
Just the way I like to begin after festival days, a little carried away with not much to do as the day begins. A little easing up always helps me to reboost my energy. And I love to pamper myself in which way I can relax, ease off by setting the time just for myself, at least for a couple of hours, which actually makes me feel really good. For which I wash and soak just a tablespoon of rice in water for an hour's time. And what soothes me down is spending time around the house, either walking or watering the plants. Do you also enjoy watering the plants? It's my favorite session. The rangoli pattern at the front door, which kids normally do for every festival, is smudged now. Time to clean and clear. The number of saris that I have used and the jewelleries, the accessories and the bangles is all been just lying around that I literally had no time to sort it out. But now I actually find it quite easy and fun to just put everything back in its place. I had just spread out the saris after wearing. A little fresh air for a couple of hours is always a good idea to let pass through the clothes before placing them back in the wardrobe. Heat and sweat of our own body can ruin the clothes if not looked after them. It's been a day that I have left all of my saris out by spreading them widely, and now I fold them to hang back in the wardrobe. And everything that has been used is always a good idea to just put them back in its place, in which way we'll always find them easily without much effort and time needed in searching them. Bangles, when mixed and matched, always gives a new, beautiful and elegant look, but can be such a pain if not in place. A little time after the use to put it back in its set comes in very helpful for the next use. It's been an hour and the rice water is ready to be used. I have these amazing packs from Pure with Luscious Lock Protein Hair Mask, which contains a freshly prepared with natural ingredients hair mask and a hair tonic pack. I myself had tried their products when I was in India and I fell in love instantly as I got to see excellent results myself that I had to carry back these products home, and I thought I should be sharing it with you all. The pack is quite straightforward to use with each and every detail mentioned very clearly step by step. I use around just 2 tablespoons, which is quite sufficient. What I loved the most is the packing that I can zip lock the bag again, and once opened, keep the bag refrigerated. Now I'm using the rice water, which is not needed, but to see excellent and fast results, adding in very little of the rice water so that the paste is just the right texture to use and apply. This pack can be used by men and women, and I found these packs super easy to carry as well, and the best spa treatment that I can have at home at my own comfort without having to spend a huge amount on pockets. This mask helps in preventing hair fall, controls dandruff, promotes hair growth. It contains wild extracts that control hair loss. I'm applying it only onto my roots, on my scalp. It literally took only a couple of minutes, and all I needed is a very little quantity that was quite sufficient to use. So this one big pack can be used for a long period. I've tied up my hair to let the magic work for an hour. I've also got the Golden Glow Face Pack, which is suitable for all ages. That just a teaspoon is plenty. You can add raw milk for dry skin or rose water for oily skin. I don't have rose water, but I have rose powder from Isha Life that I just add a pinch and very little of water, creating the rose water mix to blend in with the face pack. A little splash of warm water, and I just pat dry my face. I always reuse the kitchen towel for good, so saving it up for later use as well. Applying the paste all over the face. Indeed, it's a spa day for me at home after all the busy days of the festival that I had been working hard at home. And I'm just loving the smell. It's so gorgeous that indeed I can smell all that is mentioned on the pack. truly natural. I'm honestly loving the natural fragrance of this powder, and when it's as good as this, having it on my face is a luxury treatment. This face pack fades dark spots, rejuvenates skin, makes skin bright, soft and supple. I let it dry naturally and make it a point to just sit down and relax, listen to some good music and chat along with my Shreyu. The time that we all women need just for our own selves. It's been an hour and I do use my kitchen sink at times like this to wash off my hair and masks, as the tap has the shower option with warm water. I have given a good rinse to my hair and face just with warm water, rinsing it off. No shampoo added at this time. Hardly any hair fallen off after the head bath, which is amazing. And the reason why I use my sink after a henna or any masks as such is with this feature of food waste dispenser that we have in our kitchen that crushes and clears off the pipelines easily. If you're planning to have a new kitchen, then you should have and get this feature installed, which is a lifesaver to have at home, especially in the kitchen. Letting my hair dry completely and get a moisturizer on my face. What a relaxing day to begin, and a lovely session that I've had, that I'm up with my energy level high again, which is much needed for us all ladies to get back into the kitchen. We have had so many flowers and fruits on the festival day from all our friends that I want to make the best use of all that is being given. Here is to the 5 different varieties of fruits that was offered on the festival day, that I thought I should use all of them in creating a thali for lunch today, as we are all at home before the school begins in a couple of days. Now, my attempt to create varieties of food using every fruit that is being offered. We often eat them on their own or make a fruit salad, but today it's going to be a proper thali, including the pan leaves as well. I had also offered a bowl of dry fruits on the festival that I'm going to use for good. This bowl includes almonds, pecan, raisins and pumpkin seeds. Of course, you can use any of the dry fruits of your choice to make this recipe that I will show. So I'm making Paan Puri, Plum Chutney, apple curry, mixed fruit and nuts pulao, melon drink and banana and pecan dessert for later. So the first thing first, I begin by measuring and washing half a cup of basmati rice with 2 cups of water. Getting the elements ready this way will be a lot helpful for you to get this thali done quickly. Next, I start off by chopping the pan leaves roughly and place it into the mixie jar. I have a very small cup measurement of chapati ka atta to make puris. I add in a teaspoon of ghee, salt to taste and half a cup of water that I add into the mixie jar, which will be just the right amount to knead the dough. This way the pan is blended to get combined into the atta. Very simple and easy step to get the flavor into your puris. Today's thali turned out to be a super unique with its taste and flavor that we all loved eating at home. And this thali can be made before the festival, on the festival or after the festival, as you will have all these ingredients at home. The puri atta is ready that I cover up to rest. To make the plum chutney, I am getting rid of the stone or the pit in the center and roughly chopping the plums. This is a very simple chutney which is a great combination with puris, chapati, bread and just to lick up on its own. In a small pot, I add in a teaspoon of sesame oil, which is yellow, and into this I add in the chopped plums. Giving a stir and covering it up to get cooked faster. I'm chopping the melon to make a quick tasty drink. The plums are softened, so I scoop out around 5 tablespoons to be used in the pulao for later. Half a teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder, a pinch of methi powder, which is fenugreek powder, salt to taste, and that's it. A chutney made organically with no preservatives added. I have chopped the melon into small squares to blend. I'm just adding 1 teaspoon of brown sugar, which is entirely optional, and half a cup of water to blend. The melon drink is ready, which can be made so instantly, perfect to serve for children after school. I'm giving a tadka to the plum chutney first and then continue using the same pan to make pulao, and then later I'm going to use the same pan to make apple curry as well, in which way we will be using less vessels at the end of cooking. I have a teaspoon of sesame oil, half a teaspoon of mustard seeds that I splatter in, and a pinch of hing and a few curry leaves. Now this is how I finish off the plum chutney. Now to make the pulao, I have spices ready: 1 cardamom, half an inch of cinnamon stick, 2 cloves, 5 peppercorns, 1 pulao leaf, and a teaspoon of oil, and a tablespoon of ghee. Adding in the spices, half a teaspoon of cumin seeds, 2 green chilies, and 1 big onion cut lengthwise that I saute until they are cooked. Adding in half a teaspoon of garlic and ginger paste and stirring until it's aromatic. Adding in all the nuts together at once to turn them crunchy. Now I add in the softened plum that I had saved up, and adding in 15 to 20 chopped mint leaves, 1/8 teaspoon of haldi, half a teaspoon of garam masala. I have the rice transferred into a wide bowl. I open up the rice granules gently with my fingers to separate and making sure not to mush the grains. With the pulao masala now ready, I add it onto the rice with the required amount of salt needed to combine well. In a small mixie jar, I add in a bowl full of coconut, 1/8 teaspoon of haldi, a teaspoon of garam masala, and a teaspoon of hot curry powder, salt to taste, and water to grind. I'm using the green apple now. This is a cooking apple from my friend's garden that I have chopped into small squares and have added around quarter portion into the pulao and the remaining to go into the curry. With a teaspoon of coconut oil, half a teaspoon of mustard seeds, apples that I stir in to turn slightly soft, and then I add in the coconut paste. We tend to bring in a lot of coconut and offer to Ganapathi bappa during the whole of the festival that has to be used for good. So this is a wholesome coconut curry, cooking to combine just for a minute to complete. I peel off an orange and chop into small bits that I add the whole of the orange into the pulao. Now I'm making Paan Puri.
Saniku, ಅಪ್ಪಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ, ಅಷ್ಟ್ರನಾಗ ಇದು ಪೂರಿ ಕರೆದು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ತಟ್ಟೆ ತಗೊಳ್ರಿ, ನಾ ಪೂರಿ ಬಿಸಿ ಬಿಸಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿಂಗೆ ಯಾರು ಬೇಕು ತಗೊಳ್ರಿ.
I have exactly 8 puris to make 2 for each. Making the right portion needed always helps in keeping it easy when cooking. Especially when you have a large spread of items. These puris are so unique with their pan flavor that you can make it or make this whole thali when you have guests at home.
Okay? ತಿಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ಅದ್ರನಾಗ ಏನೈತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸರಿ?
I'm guessing 2.
Yeah, we'll just take it in.
Thank you.
ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ.
Okay. Ready? 3, 4. Ready? It's sour?
Sour? Is it potato?
No.
What is it?
Apple.
Apple?
Green apple. It's apple.
Huh.
Really?
It's nice though.
Yes,
Yeah,
nice.
sure, huh?
It's like
Yeah.
sour.
ಚಲೋ ಐತಿ?
Yeah.
Did you think it was potato?
Yeah.
It looks like potato.
Yeah, it does. It does look like potato.
That was my first guess. I was like, oh, it's
ಅಲ್ಲ ಚಲೋ ಅನ್ಸ್ತಾ?
Yeah, it's
ಎರಡು
nice.
ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಅನ್ಸ್ತಾ?
I like it. You wouldn't expect it.
ಅಲ್ವಾ?
Yeah.
ಚಲೋ ಅನ್ಸ್ಕತಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಪಾನ್ದ ಪೂರಿ ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ
Yeah.
ಅದ್ರ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಅನ್ಸ್ಕತ್ತೆ ಫ್ಲೇವರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್
yeah, it's not too
ಆಯ್ತು
strong. It's nice.
It's
ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲ
And now it's time for us to eat lunch. Serving it for me and my husband who is working upstairs. So in this thali we have Paan Puri, melon drink, fruit and nut pulao, plum chutney and coconut curry. This thali and these items can easily be digested with fruits as the main ingredient. You can see my hair is nice and bouncy even just with warm water wash. I haven't used shampoo yet. We'll do it tomorrow after applying the hair tonic. You're good to go after just a rinse, and the hair is still very soft and bouncy that I just feel like sitting and enjoying this lunch all to myself. Mom has given me some of her old sari generously to use for good, and this is one of hers that has not been used for quite a long time. And now has been and it has been in the cupboard for quite a long time. So before I start creating something out of this, it needs to be freshened up for good. So it's evening now with the right time, right temperature. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, that I spread the sari widely open to get plenty of fresh air to breathe. It's a good day today, so thought of making the most and the best use of the weather before it starts getting cold and it starts pouring with rain. I have something on mind to use this sari for good, which I'm planning to show in my next upcoming video. So keeping it ready this way, at least for a couple of more days in natural daylight. Now to finish off with a dessert, using the bananas, I'm dry roasting a few pecans to turn buttery and crunchy. This is one of the desserts that I very regularly give to Saniku after her school as a snack, which is very rich in a very healthy way, filled with goodness, especially reboosting the energy after her PE lessons. I chop a banana into thick slice on a serving plate, and I add in a teaspoon of honey. And then I sprinkle in cinnamon powder all over, and then to this I add in the roasted pecan. A super quick and a super healthy snack, reboosting energy level and filling you up for good. Later, before I go to bed, I'm using the hair tonic from Pure Luscious Lock Pack, applying it onto my scalp all over. You can leave it for an hour's time before taking a shampoo bath, or you can leave it overnight. I love the feeling of getting oils onto my hair for longer, which actually makes me feel very relaxed, so I'm leaving it overnight. Herbal Scalp Tonic is infused with a blend of therapeutic extracts that control dandruff, control hair loss, prevents premature graying of hair, and treat other scalp conditions. I have all the information that you will need to buy these products from Pure in the description box, so please make sure to check. The next morning, I have used my ginger shampoo from Body Shop for a head shower. I'm feeling all light and relaxed, indeed, in love with the products that I can see good results that I highly recommend to you all watching. I really hope you found this video with all the recipes shared for today are quite unique and useful.